Okay, people, welcome to this video. This video is about Infosys, Selenium, and Python real interview questions for 8 to 14 years experienced. Testing interview questions. So first one is, what is negative testing? So a negative testing is like a technique it used to introduce errors or faults into a system to test how it responds to a particular situation. It is like giving an invalid input, and the system will give a negative test, and thus it produces an error. So when we are giving a valid input, it will be a positive test. So it is the expected result. So that is how the negative tests are made. Second question is, what is a property based testing? So property based testing relies on properties. So it will check the functions, programs, or whatever system under the test avoids by a property. So that is based on that one. And third one is how to do a achieve a session based testing. So session based testing is one of the tough phase in testing. So we have for the session based testing we have structure and time based techniques to carry out the exploratory testing. So the component of session based testing involves mission, charter, session report, debrief, parsing results like that. So a mission will be there. For that mission only we are going to the session. A charter will be loaded. So with the two general, two specific, and with good conditions. And the session is uninterrupted and focused time for testing. And we will create a session report for that, and we can debrief and passing the results. So it is a separate topic. I will put a separate video on this one soon. And the last question is how to use JMeter for multiple login at a time. So for that, we need to create a CSV file or CSV data sets with multiple username and passwords. After that, we can create a text file and test values in it. Then in the JMeter, we can go for create a CSV dataset configuration under the thread group, and then we need to open the CSV, and then we need to open the CSV dataset creation, and then we need to add listeners for that, and then we can handle these multiple tests at this place. So it will ask for the user for username and password, and that will be supplied from the CSV datasets configurable name. So based on that comma delimiter, it will be separately added. So we will have the HTTP request method as get, and the path we will give. So based on the CSV file, automatically each and every time $of yes and $of user and $of pass will get different informations, different data informations here, and then it will do multiple tests, multiple login tests at a time. Automation testing questions. First one is how Agile is useful to testing. So Agile provides a V method. So whenever a development is made, whenever a development is finished of any module, it will be immediately tested and given expected results to the team. So if it has any issues, then the bugs are immediately raised and it will be immediately closed at that stage itself, and the module will be completely closed. So Agile is very useful for testing. The second one is how you identify automation testing from test cases. So whenever we are writing test cases, we do manual testing of all those test cases. But in some conditions, we need special tools for testing those special conditions. So based on different inputs, at that stage we can identify that this is needed. Automation test code is needed for this place, and then we can go for Selenium or Cypress based on the requirements. Third one is how real-time test reporting works. So real-time test reporting means so many type of test reportings are working nowadays. So each company has different test reporting methodologies. So based on your company tools you can give. So it has a general templates also. So the template will consist of test summary, report, test case identifier, number of test cases executed, number of test cases re-executed, number of defects, deviations, problems identified, number of tests passed, failed, approval, time and date, and who is the approver, like that it will be. And it is a different format. Some companies even use software for that, like that it is different. So what are the steps to be followed in the test reporting phase? The main thing is we need to show how many tests are made, how many tests it is failed, how many tests are passed, based on the number of defects from the test cases, some of the retest, how you are evaluating this product is good. That is the main thing we need to focus on. Testing. So first one is, what is exploratory testing? So exploratory testing is nothing but a testing technique that involves simultaneous designing, execution, and learning tests. So it is often described as the unstructured or random, and it can help to uncover bugs That is not covered in the usual method. So second one is why test management is important. Without test management, we cannot able to identify how the test is going on, how the testing we can do like that. So test management will help in identifying the use cases, identify the tests, and identifying the automation test cases. Everything we can be done with the test management only. Third one is how test cases are designed. So based on the documentation, based on the product given, so based on the client's input, the test cases are designed. So last one is what are the best practices to write test cases. So we have, based on our own experiences, we need to answer this one because they are expecting something from that only. So fourth one is accessibility testing. So it is a process that evaluates digital products to ensure that they are useful by the people with disabilities. So which includes websites, apps, and other digital contents also. The practice of making web mobile apps for testing. Okay. Selenium interview question. So this is an important part of this one. So what is a Selenium WebDriver? So Selenium WebDriver is the main command or main jar which will be responsible for handling all the calls in the automation testing. So without WebDriver we cannot do anything in that. So it is just like a web framework that permits you to execute cross-browser tests. So it will be available for the Chrome, Edge driver, Firefox, Internet. For all the type of drivers we can get a web driver. So for any browser we can make a concise use of web drivers we can effectively use. So it will be used for testing web elements, browser interactions like that. Many things we can do with that one. And the next one is how to achieve multi select. So multi select we have options in web driver. How scroll operations are done. Same like the one we did. So scroll option, scroll down or scroll up. For that we have the WebDriver Selenium commands for that. So we can use that one. So JavaScript executor JS equal to JavaScript executor driver. We can execute scripts to window.scroll by some positions, 0 position, X position and Y position. Based on that we can easily navigate that one. So that is how we can use the scroll options. So is it possible to capture a video in Selenium? Yes, that is also possible. Selenium offers that facility also. So we can record a video. Based on that video we can it is like a screen recorder, so it will available be for video recording. So we have a video record option here. So in the we have the org multimedia, we have the video format keys, and we have all the options available. In this Selenium we can use the media formats of the Monte to record the videos of the particular sessions. So that is actually available. And Selenium action classes. So action class is an ability provided by Selenium for handling keyboard and mouse events. So for the keyboard or mouse events we use the actions only. The action equal to new action of driver. So action dot move to element of dot element dot click dot performance. It will be do the same thing which we can achieve through the mouse. So double click options, click and hold, drag and drop, move to element, context click, all those options are available here. Python question. So we have this question is explain Python collections with a good example. So that is you have a lot of Python collection modules like counters, order default tick, chain map, named tuple, DQ, user dictionary, and user list, user string like that. A lot of collections are available. So with that collections, we can store and retrieve lot of data inside that one. So based on ordered data, we can go for ordered dictionary. So for the counter, we have the counter options available. Likewise, we have a lot of collections here available here. And the last question is, what are the Python packages and libraries useful for testing? So we have some 8 packages here, Python packages here. So Behave framework, Lattice framework, Robot framework, PyTest framework, Test project framework, PyUnit framework, Testify framework, Doc test framework. So a lot of things are available in the Python packages and libraries. so which will be very useful in the testing. And robot framework is a separate testing framework that is developed in Python only. Second question is you have a table in some DB. You want to get some data and want to verify with the output of the web pages using Selenium testing. How you achieve this with Python? So Python we will have the basic call for basic SQL connection call for getting the data from the table. So we can have the Selenium WebDriver. We can get the data from the Selenium WebDriver and we can easily compare those data. So it is a practically easy one. Jira Scrum client interactions. So how you raise a bugs in Jira? So how you will be raising a bug? So whenever you find a bug, so you'll go for a Jira. So you can create a new bug with the status as new, and you can post your bug and you can assign to someone else. Then you can assign, or else you can just print the attach the screenshots or attach the things, and you can mention the priority of the bug like that. Those things they are asking. Second one is how you manage Scrum in your team. So teams have Scrum calls, some teams have Scrum meetings, some teams have Scrum mails, like that they are managing. So how your team is managing, you can explain. Third one is explain me how you collaborate with your client. So daily clients calls will be there for my project, so I can explain like daily we have client interaction calls, so we can speak with the client and we can get the requirements from the client and we can make corrections in our project like that. So whenever a developer is made some mistakes in the in understanding the requirements, we can speak with the client and we can clearly came to know what is the real requirement, whether we what we are saying are correct or not, or the document is correct, like that we can get clarification from them. Now, next one is what are the general questions you want to ask when you are ready to start a new project. So first of all, we need to get the good documentations and which type of testing we are going to do, how the test documents will be, and how many versions you are going to put, how many builds you are needed really, which module is going to start first, like that many questions are there. Next one is a feature is strongly understood by you and the same thing you explain to development team, how you manage this situation. Probably documents will be there, client words will be there, client given videos will be there, many proofs are there. So even though if it is like that, when you're when I am saying like I have wrongly explained a picture to a developer and they are developing the same situation, so I will directly explain it to the client and I just say like this, I just understand like this and this is how I explain to the development team, because in our team development team we are giving the requirements to them, so I will explain to them and then this is what happened. Is this the real future or else is this needed any changes, like that we can directly ask to the client before, without any negotiations. We can we need to raise this query in order to get a clarification. So that is not an issue. Next one is, do you involved in creating project documentation based on client's input? Yes, of course. I involved in project documentation works and all. Based on your experience, you can say your knowledge of that. That's a question. So how you manage your testing team as a testing lead or manager? So based on the project, based on the requirements from the client, so we can separate who are all going to handle the manual testing, who are all going to handle the performance testing, who are all going to handle the automation testing. So who will be doing which job? Who will be handling two or more three things? So how we can manage the people, like that we can have a lot of things we can discuss there. Next one is how you separate team members for doing Postman's OPI testing, automation testing, manual testing, and BDD. So the same question on the first question. It is a sub question of that one. So based on the team members' efficiency and their knowledge on the technologies and tools, we can separate this one, and we can assign the works based on these things. We can assign works to them. So next one is how your collaboration is done with the software project team. So we will always have a good collaboration with the software project team in order to make a good understanding of the development team, or then only we can get the good product. So whenever we have issues, we have queries, we have bugs, we can directly raise our voice towards the development team instead of their friendship or any other things. We just ask them what are the things that we are needed or these things should be. If there is any clarifications needed, then we can go for the client or we can go for the development manager and we can sit and we can speak and we can resolve this one. Next one is how you allocate use cases task stories with your scrum master. So based on the test cases only we are going to check this one down. So based on the task size, based on the stories size, based on the stories understanding, based on the finishing time, So from our knowledge we can decide how much time we can give for each process like that. You can experience your own experiences here. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Testing Labs here to use it.